Welcome to the Uzziah Show. I am your host, Uzziah, your success strategist. And if you have any questions about your business, career, or finances, then this is the show for you. Welcome. Guys, I'm a little nervous to talk about tonight's broadcast because tonight we're talking about the rise of the machines. Is Terminator about to be real life? Tonight, we're going to talk about how machines will take over the world. One of the things that we really got to know on this subject, y'all, is that technology is a gift and a curse. And tonight, you're going to walk away with all of the necessary steps on how to avoid a hostile takeover by artificial intelligence. Y'all might not take this seriously, but give it a little bit of time and you'll wish you have watched this video. So if this is your very first time watching this show, welcome. My name is Uzziah. I'm a professional business consultant, and my job is to help you get out of debt so you can start your own business. And one of the things that we need to talk about as business owners is the importance of technology and the rise of machines. How machines will take over the world and how that impacts our day-to-day lives. So for those of y'all that are on, please leave me a comment. Give me your name and where you're from, and I'll shout you out and show you some love. Now, y'all know a show wouldn't be a show if I didn't tell y'all to smash that like button. So please make sure that you hit that thumbs up button for me on the way in. This tells YouTube to send this broadcast out to more people. Also, if y'all are really vibing with this channel, you love the content, and you want to see this show on air, then please donate, y'all. Please be a sponsor to this broadcast. All you got to do is tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box. If you like using Cash App or PayPal, the information is on the screen. Enough talking. Let's get into tonight's broadcast. How machines will take over the world. Can y'all believe this? How many of y'all believe that machines will take over the world? Press 1 if you think yes. Press 2 if you think no. And y'all know, I want y'all's comments on this. I don't want any dead space during the night's broadcast. I do not want y'all over there just hearing me talk. I want to get y'all's thoughts and perspective. I want a healthy debate. Do you think that machines are going to take over the world? I want to start by going over this first article that most people know nothing about. Most people don't realize how advanced these robots have become. I'm going to look at this on the screen. Okay, I'm going to share with you all this quick article. For those of y'all that are just getting on, we're talking about how machines will take over the world. Check this out, y'all. This article is on CNN. It says, world's first living robots can now reproduce, scientists say. So they have now evolved robots to where it can procreate on its own. It's no longer in a stage where people are having to build it. They have now designed these robotic products to where they can reproduce themselves. That's scary, because it's only a matter of time before y'all see these robots all around, and it's like iRobot for real, for real. Like, we don't realize all this technology that's coming to the world is so far advanced, it is going to be a gift and a curse. But the article talks about how U.S. scientists who created the first living robots say the life forms known as xenobots can now reproduce, and in a way not seen in plants and animals. Look at where the scientists took this from. Formed from the stem cells of the African clawed frog, Xenopus laevis, from which it takes its name, xenobots are less than a millimeter wide. The tiny blobs were first unveiled in 2020 after experiments showed that they could move, work together in groups, and self-heal. I want y'all to notice, this is the craziness of science and technology. They took an African clawed frog and found a way to take actual life organisms and add it into designed robots. The reason why they took these organisms is because when they studied it, they saw that it could move, work together in groups, and self-heal. Think about how that applies to some of the biggest movies in sci-fi industry. Think about Terminator. Think about how when y'all would watch Arnold Schwarzenegger, if dude took a bullet, he was able to heal from that bullet in a matter of seconds. This is the reason why they're putting this into the machines. It says now the scientists that developed them at the University of Vermont, Tufts University, and Harvard University's West Institute for Biologically Inspired Engineering said they have discovered an entirely new form of biological reproduction different from any animal or plant known to science. This is the next big thing. Now, guys, the reason why I share these types of things on this broadcast is because you creating generational wealth is all about being a lifelong learner. And if you don't know what's going on in society, you'll never have a good way to know how to leverage the marketplace. I want you to understand what I'm saying right now, guys. If you don't understand what's going on in politics, if you don't understand what's going on in world affairs, if you don't know where technology is going, how are you ever going to build wealth? Because the people that build wealth are the ones that always leverage what's happening in the economy at that time in order to create a better tomorrow. So, someone that got rich through fast food, they had to look at the world for where it was, and then they had to see where the world was going. For people to come up with electric cars, they had to study the marketplace and understand how technology was advancing. For all of y'all that talk about how you want to build wealth, but you're not dialed into all of these core concepts, you will never understand all of the mechanics on how wealth is created, because the wealthiest people in the world are those that study markets. Look at Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon. Look at Elon Musk. These are two of the wealthiest people in the world. And the one thing that they have in common is that they understood the evolution of technology. So when you watch these shows, it's never for you to say to yourself, oh man, well, what does this have to do with building wealth? That's why I subscribed. It's for you to understand how all of these topics pertain directly to your growth and your advancement, whether you know it or not. The only thing that you got to do is sit back and watch the show to see how it happens. Scientists are now discovering a brand new way of biological reproduction. And it's not through reproduction of plants or mammals, it's through the reproduction of robots. What is this going to look like 5 years down the line? Now, let me take a quick pause. Let me pause because I want to see, are y'all in these comments? Are y'all showing me some good energy? Or is the energy in the room right now, when I check my comment space, we gonna see. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this real quick and look at the comments. Shout out to my brother Yasha Allah, man. Thank you, my brother, for bringing forth that super chat donation, man. Really appreciate your support as always. Listen, y'all, your sponsorships keeps the show going. I do these shows 6 days a week. Your donations go a very long way. So thank you so much. For those of y'all that have just now joined, tonight we're talking about how machines will take over the world. I'm sharing with you guys a little known discovery that robots are now able to reproduce. Okay. Shout out to you, Tia. You hit a 1 on that. You do see how machines will take over the world. We got to ask ourselves, why did all of these screenwriters make these movies about Terminator, about The Matrix, about iRobot, about all of these different things to come? Why is it that these guys, even decades ago, were talking about the advancement of society? There's so many of us that go through life blindly, just thinking, oh man, life is going to always be what it's been. But we don't understand that there's a shift that's coming over time. Right now, there are some high profile guys that are worried that AI is going to outdo humans. It is going to devalue the human population, all because of all of these advancements in technology. Shout out to Kim. It's good to see you on as always, my sister. Okay, you said another hot topic. Shout out to you. Kim says robotics is the new go-to course from junior high school and beyond. Now, you know what's so crazy about this, y'all? Kim is an educator. So Kim got a pulse on where the market is going. Why do you think that this is something that is so big? Okay, as we go back into the article, I'm going to show you guys different parts of how, even with all of the advances that are being made right now in technology, they're still projecting out to the future on where this thing will go within the next few years. So look at this, y'all. It says, I was astounded by it, said Michael Levin, a professor of biology and director of the Allen Discovery Center at Tufts University, who was co-lead author of the new research. Now, for those of y'all that watch the show on a regular basis, you know I'm not going to go through the entire article. I'm just giving y'all some key points that we can really soak in. I just want y'all to take in these nuggets. We'll talk about it. And I want you to see the visual example of how the C-shaped parent xenobots collect and compress loose stem cells together into piles, which can mature into offspring. I want y'all to see what the scientists are saying is that what you're seeing on the screen right here is eventually going to evolve into robots that reproduce over time. Remember, it said that these organisms have the power to work among themselves, work collectively, and self-heal at a moment's notice. This is the reason why we look at things like X-Men and all types of stuff like Wolverine, and we think that stuff is far out. But a lot of times these movie writers are just forecasting into the future. Maybe there's something that they know about the revolution of the society that we don't. Okay, we got to get out of a common way of thinking and we got to start studying ahead. So it says stem cells are unspecialized cells that have the ability to develop into different cell types. To make the xenobots, the researchers scraped living stem cells from frog embryos and left them to incubate. There's no manipulation of genes involved. Now, again, not going to go into all of this, but I just want you to see how this is coming together. And I'm going to go to the very bottom of this article because there was something that really stuck out to me. It says the, the xenobots are very early technology. So this is just getting started. Think of a 1940s computer and don't yet have any practical applications. What this is saying is that right now, if you think this is something, you ain't seen nothing yet, because this is just in the very early years of these robots getting started. The next level up is programming these robots to not only have the ability to procreate as they're already doing, but now to train them on exactly what to do. It says the xenobots are very early technology. Think of a 1940s computer. And that's kind of scary because when the writer parallels this to a 1940s computer, think about how useless a 1940s computer is in the modern day. Think about how if you had a 1940s computer in front of you right now, you wouldn't know what to do with it because there's been so many updates that have happened over time. Hell, a lot of us couldn't even use a computer from 5 years ago because it would feel super slow. And those computers are not engineered to take on everything that we do with technology today. So if robots being able to procreate and reproduce are at 1940 level, what is it going to look like when these same robots have 2021 level intelligence? This is something that we got to consider, not just because, oh my God, it's Terminator season, but how this is going to impact how we view the world. How is this going to impact your job? How is this going to impact how you socialize throughout your day? A lot of us don't realize these things are going to revolutionize how we just consume the world. A lot of y'all go to businesses now and you're not even used to seeing people there anymore because the people have been replaced with computers. It says this combination of molecular biology and artificial intelligence could potentially be used in a host of tasks in the body and the environment, according to the researchers. This may include things like collecting microplastics in the oceans, inspecting root systems, and regenerative medicine. Now, I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret. Some of the richest people in the world are investing billions of dollars into technology that allows you to edit your genes. Biotech research is investing into all kinds of technology that allows you to manipulate your DNA to be whoever you want to be. This is the reason why you see things like Transformers. Elon Musk's been talking about this stuff for years, but you know what's going to happen? Just like with what happened with 19, y'all are going to wait until it starts and be like, oh my God. And then there's going to be all this talk on social media, just like it was when Bill Gates had been speaking about 19 for years, but nobody was paying attention until actually hit the marketplace. Now it's the talk of the town. The same way how Bill Gates' talk went from being slept on to now that conversation is a part of everyday life. That's how it's going to be about machines. It's telling us right here, while the prospect of self-replicating biotechnology could spark concern, the researchers said that the living machines were entirely contained in a lab and easily extinguished. This is cap. We've all seen how these movies played out. The movie always started with, oh, we've got this machine in a lab somewhere. Frankenstein won't get away. And then in the middle of the night, the robot and their robot family take off, and then they end up vandalizing the world. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not gonna get too far out on this, but y'all understand what I'm saying. While the prospect of self-replicating biotechnology could spark concern, the researchers said that the living machines were entirely contained in a lab and easily extinguished. Yeah, okay. Y'all want to count on that? As they are biodegradable and regulated by ethics experts. The research was partially funded by the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, a federal agency that oversees the development of technology for military use. I want you to understand these reproductive robots are the byproduct of military use. That should let you know where these robots are going to go. That should let you know the exact function of what these robots will be able to create. Now, I want y'all to remember the movie The Matrix, right? Y'all remember Matrix 1? Remember how anything that Neo and Trinity needed to do, they were able to program themselves into that in a moment's time. So if you needed to know Kung Fu, you would have an operator that would be able to program Kung Fu into your brain, and then you would be a Kung Fu expert. This is a part of what is engineered in robot technology. And imagine having these different machines and devices that can populate itself over and over again. This is something that if we're not careful, you might look up one day and y'all don't even realize if the person that you're talking to is a human being or not. No cap. Y'all see how hard it is right now when we deal with people that change genders. Some people, you don't know, okay, is this really like a natural girl? Like I said, I'm keeping the subject on the evolution of technology. But what I'm trying to share with y'all is there's so much that happens in society right now where the wool is pulled over your eyes that can you imagine living in a world where these machines are going to be so intelligent and so human like that you won't even be able to know the difference between a robot and a real person. That's something y'all got to be on the lookout for, man. All right. So shout out to Tia. Tia said that she liked and shared. Kim, she said, I'm not sure how to do super chat donations. Do I have to set up an account? No, all you should have to do is tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Okay, whenever y'all are chiming in on these broadcasts, whether it's through your phone or on your computers, right up under the chat window, there should be a dollar icon. It should be like in a box square. Maybe it's on the right hand side of the screen. All you need to do is tap that, and then you should be able to make a sponsored donation right from there. Okay. So for those of y'all that maybe don't know how to do the super chat and you want to use Cash App or PayPal instead, just feel free to Cash App or PayPal the money and let me know when you do it. So that way I'll just give you a shout out on the show. Okay. So y'all got to see, man, everything that's going on is crazy. But, for those of y'all that are watching, tap in with me. Get on this camera. I want to cam up with y'all, and I want y'all to be real. Do you think that this is highly overrated? Do you think that, hey, I don't know about this one, Uzziah. This one is a little bit over the top. I hope you ain't going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I want to get y'all's feedback on how machines will take over the world. Do you think that this is something that the US government is going to contain? Or do you think that this is going to be something that will be hard to control, just like some of the other problems that we're running into in the modern world? Okay. Shout out to Yashala. I see you on, King. I'm about to patch you in, but I just want to go over a few more things. All right. For those of y'all that are just now joining, please make sure that you smash that like button. Make sure that you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Tonight, we're talking about how machines will take over the world. I'm going to hip y'all to another article right now. And notice what Sheer Queen said. It's scary. We shouldn't underestimate those in power. Another movie that comes to mind is Iron Man. Look at what happened with Tony Stark. Like, a lot of y'all don't realize there are very wealthy people on this planet that want to be able to clone themselves or make themselves in superhuman version. So if they could hop into some type of machine or some type of robot where they're just like plowing over the rest of the world like Godzilla, you got people that are crazy enough to want to do that. And we got to be able to see these things before they come, because if you stay asleep, you're going to be caught off guard. Okay. I don't know when some of these things are going to happen, but all I could do is warn you. The rest is up to you. Now, y'all, let's give a big shout out to my sister, Kim McGrory. All right. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate that $5 sponsorship. For those of y'all that are tapping into the nice broadcast, if y'all love what we got going on, if you want to see this show on air, please donate, y'all. A super chat donation will go a very long way. Okay. Whoever makes the highest sponsorship donation will be the official sponsor of tonight's broadcast. So whenever people tune in to learn about how machines will take over the world, they'll always know you were the sponsor that made this show take off. Okay. So listen, y'all. Olivian B said Elon Musk has the chip that is connected to the brain, and he said that later he hopes that the technology will download information to a person's brain without having to learn it the regular way. Facts. And that's the exact reason why I was talking about the Matrix. I'm so happy that you talked about this, Oblivion, because guess what article I'm about to read? I'm about to show y'all from Elon Musk himself. Elon Musk warned of a Terminator-like AI apocalypse. Now he's building a Tesla robot. So see, I want you to notice what it says right here, right above the headline, power players. I want you to notice how all these billionaires like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson with Virgin Airlines, a lot of these guys are trying to get into outer space. And even when it comes to the things that they're doing on Earth, they're creating all of this machine learning because they understand this is going to be the war of the future. This is going to be the battle. We already went over the article about how military defense is investing into robots because they want to start using robots on the battlefield. They know that if they could put machines out there for battle, they could be a lot more accurate and a lot more destructive than the average person. Elon Musk warned of a Terminator like AI apocalypse. I got to read that again one more time, y'all. This is crazy. Elon Musk warned of a Terminator like AI apocalypse. Now he's building a Tesla robot. So Elon is building a robot just to try to go up and compete against the robots that he knows will be created. It says for years, Tesla CEO Elon Musk warned people about the dangers of AI powered robots. They still asleep, Elon. They're not trying to hear this. Even predicting scary outcomes like in the Terminator. Now he seems to be taking matters into his own hands before humanity is overrun. The electric vehicle company will develop a humanoid robot prototype dubbed the Tesla bot. Musk announced at Tesla's Artificial Intelligence Day on Thursday. According to Musk, the prototype will be completed sometime in 2022, though the billionaire entrepreneur is known for blowing past his own publicly stated deadlines on large, flashy projects. So I want y'all to notice something real quick, y'all. I want y'all to notice something real quick, okay? Not only am I about to get into this tweet right here on how in less than 2 years, someone should work anywhere connected by land and not blocked by borders. Example, you're in LA and the car's in New York. This is what's going to be the future of self-driving vehicles. I want y'all to notice something that he put in another tweet. There was a influencer named Alex Medina that showed a video of a robot that was just taking off, moving just like a human being. Alex Medina said, "We dead." This was in 2017. Okay. When y'all watch this video, I'm not going to play it, but when y'all watch this video, the reason why there's blocks in front of the robot's feet is because he's going to keep jumping up and down these blocks to show a human-like agility. And y'all know this robot got more hops than a human being, all right, than your average person. Alex Medina said we did just off of seeing this video of the robot jumping. Elon Musk says this is nothing. In a few years, that bot will move so fast, you'll need a strobe light to see it. Sweet dreams. This is the future of robots throughout the world. So I'm just prepping y'all on these things because even though we talk about, this Terminator-like universe, I want us to dial into how this is going to impact us economically. Tonight, I want to show you about some of the biggest ways in which machines will take over the world. The first way that machines are going to take over the world is through artificial intelligence. The way that they're going to do this is through machine learning. Let's take YouTube, for example. Every content creator talks about YouTube's algorithm. This is how YouTube knows how to put content out in a certain type of a way that they think that you will like. How many of y'all have ever went searching for something on the web, and then when you went to Facebook, there was an advertisement selling you exactly what you wanted to see? How did Facebook know what you were already thinking that you wanted to get before you even started going into a long search for it yourself? That's the power of AI, artificial intelligence. You already have artificial intelligence that's revolutionizing the web. When y'all are using online applications and you start typing something and the machine takes over the rest of your sentence, that's artificial intelligence. It already knows what you want to put. How many of y'all been typing something maybe on Google Docs and you might have typed, I hoped you, and then before you could even get done typing, there's already a, I hope you are having a good day. A lot of y'all put searches into things and it already knows what you're searching for. This is artificial intelligence. And the reason why artificial intelligence is going to take over the world is because AI performs complex functions in a very short amount of time. See, we're not going to be able to out-type machine learning on what we want. And we're not going to want to expend the energy. Think about how many of our parents told us growing up, stop using a calculator. Stop using a calculator every time that you want to do a math problem because that's going to dumb you down. Oh, it's so much bigger than a calculator now, y'all. Now, all you got to do is just talk into your phone. And as soon as you talk into your phone, it's just going to do all of your work for you. This is why there's things like the YouTube algorithm, Netflix, Alexa, and Siri. All of these programs are designed to do the thinking for you. The next thing that I want us to really focus on is self-driving cars. Self-driving cars is the way of the future. Many of y'all don't know this, but self-driving cars is part of the reason why gas-operated vehicles are getting so expensive. It's becoming more and more expensive now to go out and get gas because society is trying to replace gas vehicles with electric self-driving cars. I want y'all to understand, in all of these new cars that are hitting the market, they all have a bunch of chips. This is the reason why there is a large back order of a lot of chips being put into new vehicles. This is why rental cars are costing more. This is the reason why the car industry itself, it's going up. This is the reason why there's so many things that are happening right now that many of us just ain't up on. And one reason why I always tell y'all about this to help with generational wealth is because it's possible for you to leverage this rather than be a victim to it. If you know where the market is going, then you can capitalize on it as an investor rather than being the person that's just blind, living through life with blinders on, and then you get mad when you see somebody else make a killing off of it because you're like, man, why I didn't think to do that? Man, why I didn't think to invest in crypto and everybody was talking about Bitcoin? Man, why I didn't think to own shares of this company that's taken off, even though I knew that they could dominate the world? These are things that you got to know, y'all. I'm an investor in Meta. I'm talking about Facebook. Okay, I know that they changed their name, and I had shares of Facebook before they even before they officially launched the metaverse. You've got to understand, this is the reason why the Bible talks about use the world. You can use the world but not abuse the world, meaning if there's things and resources that if you leveraged it will work to your benefit, by all means use it rather than becoming its slave. There's so many of us that uses this phone and are a slave to it just for entertainment purposes. But we don't understand that the technology that runs this phone is more powerful than the spaceship that was used for the Apollo 13. So we just got to be able to either leverage the technology that's used to it, or we could be the crash test dummy. We could be the consumers, and we'll be the ones that's giving away all of our money, getting nothing in return. Self-driving cars are designed to give less human error with more efficiency and output. Listen to what Elon Musk just said. Think about what we just read about in the article. He said self-driving cars is going to create a market where somebody might be living in LA wanting a car that's in New York. They'll summons the car from New York to LA and get the type of output out of that car that you could not get from a human being. They're not going to look to trucks to be moving those cars all around. They're not going to be looking for other human beings to go on long road trips. They understand that if they bring these cars out to the marketplace, they'll be able to get a lot more with less. That's the reason why Uber has invested over $1 billion into the self-driving car industry. Some of y'all might have watched a previous broadcast where I was telling y'all one of the best ways that you'll be able to make passive income is just by owning a Tesla. Because if you own one of the Tesla self-driving cars, Tesla is actually trying to set up its own Uber where all of the cars within that robo-taxi is completely self-automated. So their cars will drive other people around. You won't need anybody in place to be in the car like a Uber or a Lyft. And then you'll just make passive income just by owning the vehicle as an asset. That's going to turn self-driving cars into an asset versus a liability. But the question is, how many of you will actually own a self-driving car versus those of you that will be the drivers of Uber and Lyft, and then whenever the industry replaces you, you got your lip poked out because now you don't have another way to make income. What I'm saying is do Uber and Lyft right now while you can. But if you're talking investment, y'all should be the first ones to know your job is eventually going to be replaced. Don't be the person that's outside, protesting with a sign talking about, we want jobs. Be the person that already capitalizes on where the market is about to go. And every successful person that creates wealth knows how to do this. Every person that has successfully created generational wealth for them and their families understood where the market was going and got in front of it before they got there. The richest people in the world are in the tech industry. These are the people that were able to think into the future. You got to understand, y'all, there's a lot of power in being able to see down the line. Sheer Queen just said, I was wondering if you would invest in these things, even if it might not be the best for society, like the robots. Yeah, there are certain things that I don't invest in. because it goes against some of my morals and principles. But then there are other things that I will invest in based upon pure technology that can actually bring positive change to the world. So I'll give an example. I'm an investor in a cryptocurrency called Cardano, and Cardano is focused on bringing banking into third world countries. A lot of us don't realize a lot of third world countries don't even have access to a regulated bank. We're so spoiled living in America and other first world countries that we don't realize that a large portion of this world is still living off of $1 a day. And so there are technologies that are coming to the universe that will actually make it easier for people less fortunate to learn, to be able to tap into the internet, to be able to start building wealth. And so I try to focus on technologies that I think will have a positive outlook. And then there are some technologies where I'm like, nah, that's of the devil. That's too much for me. It's a conflict of interest, because I also am a big proponent of us, doing good in the world, especially keeping the commandments of the Most High. And I don't want to involve myself into anything that would not be good for that personal brand. Okay, so Kim McGrory said EV is the wave of the future. By 2035, all of them will be available in electric. GM and Ford are the forerunners, and China is on their heels. Hey, Kim McGrory, guess what? Guess who's an investor in GM and Ford Motors? Guess who is knowing exactly what you're talking about? And I'm putting my money there before it takes off. These are things, guys, that we got to be able to see. But again, here's the question. Are you going to be the middle class person that says, oh, look, there's a brand new electric car. I want to take out a $40,000 car loan so I could be one of the first people to get it? Are you going to be one of those people, or say, you know what? I'm not going to rush to have an electric car. I'm going to be a shareholder of the electric vehicle. So not only have I bought a vehicle through Carvana, I'm also a Carvana shareholder. If you guys know that, see, this is really what the level up is all about. I just had to take a pause there because I'm like, a lot of us, we are trained to be consumers, but we're not taught to think like producers. If you know where society is going, you can only blame yourself if you're not getting invested. And so Tia just said, we are ready for this, but we have to stop being so scared. Absolutely. There is a Black-owned car company that is the future, but needs support. The reason why I laughed right when I heard that, because y'all about to get me on a whole other subject. Whenever we talk about, folks supporting Black-owned businesses, y'all about to turn this into a whole nother spiel. Right, Yasha Allah? This Yasha Allah right now. Y'all see Yasha Allah's face. I ain't even patching you on right now, but I just wanted people to see your face as we talked about that. So we're talking tonight about how machines will take over the world. If you don't see where society is going, you're just living under a rock. That's all I can say. Listen, y'all, please make sure y'all smash that like button. Please make sure that y'all donate. Okay, this would do a lot to keep this show on air. We talked about AI. We talked about self-driving cars. And the next thing that I'm obviously going to talk about is the metaverse, also known as virtual reality. So one of the things that's the most scariest about this metaverse that's coming is that it actually could end up becoming more valued by people than the physical world over time. The metaverse is going to recreate its own digital universe. And people, the average person watches 5 hours of TV a day. People are already plugged into technology. The average person checks their smartphone over 200 times a day. So because people are already so plugged in, that's going to create a dynamic where the metaverse might be more loved by people than the physical world. Because how many of us spend so much time looking for escapism? How many of us spend so much time looking to be entertained? If you could get off into that metaverse and life just feels like paradise for you, a lot of people are going to be reprogrammed into putting more priority into their digital self than they are their physical self, and that is scary as hell. So what do you need to do in preparation for AI technology? What do you need to do to prepare for the rise of the machines? Well, the first thing that you need to take away from tonight's broadcast is that over 50% of all jobs will be cut within the next 5 years. Those jobs will be downsized due to artificial intelligence. Machines is taking over every 1 out of 2 jobs in America. This is the reason why we must focus on building scarce, in demand skill sets. If you're going to last the next 5, 10, 15 years to be able to thrive in this economy, you need to acquire high in demand skills that they have not successfully created robot learning around yet. So, for example, an extremely promising career path is in STEM: science, technology, engineering, and math. Look at some of the wealthiest cultures on this planet. You tend to notice a large portion of their community is involved in the STEM field, whether they have people in their community who are doctors, scientists, engineers, computer programmers. There's all of these different opportunities, y'all, but we're just not tapping into them as much as we should. Okay. Even right now, there's a growing demand for nurses. There's a growing demand for the very people that will be leveraged to program the future of the digital world. We got to think about these things. Also, another scarce in demand skill set that makes good money is lucrative trades. Plumbers are balling out, construction workers are making real money. We got to think about, okay, well, what trades are we going to be in if we're going to keep the power in the physical world? If we're going to have value over the average robot, what skill do we possess that the average robot will not obtain? If y'all are still looking for dead end jobs where you don't have to do nothing but press a button, it's going to be very rough for you in the years to come. So, my final point on this is I want you guys to watch this broadcast because I don't want you to be a sheep. Okay. I don't want you to be blind sheep. And I want you to unplug from the system. Otherwise, you'll fall victim to it. Listen, guys, one of the things that I'm focusing on right now is putting myself in the process of relocation. I'm getting myself away from the city because I already know what's coming. I graduated with a degree in information technology. I use technology every single day. I know where the market is going. And if I continue to put myself in environments where, again, I'm going to be a victim to rather than a either a person that benefits or is sheltered from it, if I keep myself in the victim space, I'm only going to have myself to blame. I'm not trying to be out here to figure out what all these robots are going to do. Once they start populating the earth, we have to start being forward thinking. We got to start understanding that part of leveling up is first leveling up in your mindset, and then the success and the money will follow. So I'm actually looking to build a life where I don't have as much technology all around. I'm trying to build a life where I'm spending a little bit more time off the grid. Still going to do my thing on computers, still going to reach out to the digital world through my content. But I just want you guys to understand that if you are just kind of blindly going through society and you are so accustomed into everything that these devices throw at you, soon enough, you're going to fall right into the trap of what the metaverse has in store. Soon enough, you're going to be right caught up in that robot technology, and you're not going to be none the wiser on how to get around it. Right now, I'm going to tell y'all something, and please don't bug out. Please don't get crazy when I say this, y'all. I'm kind of skeptical on even saying it because y'all know some of y'all take people's words and do something with it. I use robot technology right now. I have a robot vacuum in my home. Some of y'all have probably heard about this before, about the the robots that will mop your floors and vacuum the house. I have that. And I'm going to tell you right now, boy, they sure are a lot more convenient than vacuuming the house yourself. So I just want y'all to see this is where technology is going. And you got to start to get prepared. It's not just about sitting back and watching. It's about making economic decisions to still keep you and your family in the game. These are things that you should be teaching your children. These are things that you should be teaching yourself. These are things that you should know how to learn. A lot of y'all still so caught up in the Stone Age that when this technology evolves to its next wave, y'all will be completely out of jobs. So let's just take this in so we can position ourselves for greatness, because there's only 3 types of people in the world: people that make things happen, watch what happened, or wonder what happened. The question is, which person will you be? What's going on, my brother Yasha Allah? Good to see you on as always, sir.
Shalom, big brother. Shalom, shalom.
How you doing?
And I'm doing good. You had me laughing because you're right. Don't depend on our people, who you will be in the poorhouse. I hate to say it. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? So it's just like on my job, it's 80% of us, 20% of the others.
Okay.
And the thing about it is, they all got bad credit. But the other people come to me all the time.
Right.
I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. Because listen, don't depend on that. You go broke. Trust me, people. You go broke. That's the way it is. I mean, and like you said too about this, it's AI. A lot of y'all don't know AI's been around for eons before you was born.
Wow.
People, I said, yes, it has. I remember it. If anybody remember, because y'all wasn't even born yet. 1973, Westworld. Check it out.
Okay.
Westworld came out strong.
Right.
Was big. It was the same thing. And then you had the other movies, Terminator. You had Alien. Think about it, people.
Yeah.
And you said something earlier. It's a movie called Surrogates. Look at it. It's exactly what you said. The mind into another robot body. Strong, whatever you want. It's called Surrogates. Yeah. I didn't see the movie, but it's deep.
And you know one thing about that, Yasha Allah? This is going to bring a lot of witchcraft on this earth, because I'm already seeing different posts about people using the metaverse to have conversations with a deceased family member. And, the scriptures talk about, necromancing and black magic and not conjuring up spirits, right? And so it's like people are actually looking forward to this thing so they could finally hop into a time machine. Like, there's so many things that people are going to do to exploit this that it's like, I honestly, I'm not looking forward to it. Me just being a technology person, there's certain bits of technology that I can say, wow, this is awesome. Like this, you know what I mean? I'm very thankful and blessed that I'm living during a time period where I, as a young black man, can tap into, people all around the world. I mean, I would have never, and I always tell my wife this, I always tell her, we're so blessed because I couldn't have imagined what it was like to be somebody like me 50 years ago, where you strive for success and you want to be great, but your resources are more limited because you don't have the same knowledge base. You know, a lot of times way back then, and you always talk about it, you know, it wasn't no, oh, well, let me just Google this. Let me just go on YouTube on my smartphone so that way I could tap in with my mentor and he could show me the 5 steps on, you know, how to make a 6-figure income. You didn't have that. So if you didn't have like wealthy people directly in your midst of a family that you were born into, by and large, you were screwed. The odds were stacked against you. So, you know, I just look at all of these things and I say, you know what? I give all praises to the Most High for some of this technology, but the technology is only as good as the people that use it. And when we think about how people consume social media, imagine what that's going to look like in the metaverse. Most people, they're not using social media to be, you know, productive and do things that change lives. You know, people use social media to go into debt because they want to flex. Everybody is fighting and bickering about, you know, who's going to be the next president. There's, you know, so much toxic culture on social media that when you give it to human beings, it's like we're just going to find a way to mess it up, man. Metaverse going to find a way to mess it up. So what do you think about the future of this? You know, and it's kind of funny, at least, you know, to be able to have a conversation with you about it, because if I'm you, if I'm thinking you, I'm like, you know, man, I'm happy to be around during a time where, you know, some of this technology is here. But boy, man, maybe 100 years from now, I don't need to see all of that. You know what I mean? It's like this thing is going, when it turned into Terminator, you could miss me on that, you know?
Right, because I can remember all that stuff. It wasn't even 100 years. We didn't have this. If you want to look up a word up, was no, let me Google. No, you had to go to that, get that big old book, dictionary, and you got to do this. And look down the word. Yeah. That's what you had to do. That's where it was.
Get your encyclopedia going.
Right. Lucky I had a younger brother, and my brother was still in the military. I was already out. He was training me in computers, saying it's going to be the future. Lucky that. So that's how I transpired, because guys my age cannot do a computer. They don't know anything about it. So lucky for that, you know what I mean? But it's going to change. It's coming. And just like a lot of things now, listen, people, they've been had this stuff out. It's coming known. They think way ahead of us.
Yes.
And like I say, China's already got sex dolls. What the heck is this?
You want to know something crazy? When I was 11 and 12 years old, I had an account on monster.com, and businesses used to offer me jobs. And I would go to my parents and say, "Hey, mommy, I got offered a job today. You know, somebody on monster.com want to hire me." But my parents, especially from back then, they were like, "Oh, you know, that's cute, boy. You know, go sit down somewhere. You know, it's just a plaything." Right. But a lot of times now, for the average person that's looking for a job, they're gonna go on monster.com, indeed.com. So it's like a lot of things that we will just take for granted. It'll evolve so heavily into future years, so much so that if you really knew how to operate on Monster way back then, oh man, you could have been killing the game. Because think about how many of the millions of people were not on there competing for jobs. Now everybody and their mama is taking up the space. Same thing when it came to a lot of businesses. Business owners will tell you this. Man, Yasha Allah, 2010, 2011, 2012, oh my God, that was the golden era of advertising on Facebook. Oh man, you could have made money hand over fist during that time, doing damn near anything. But now, because so many people have become accustomed to the technology, it's a lot more expensive. It's not as eye-catching as it once was. A lot of the opportunities are no longer there. I mean, the same thing is with Google, like all these platforms. One of the things that we really got to understand is that when you can become an early adopter of good technology, that's going to give you a lot of benefits. Because I'm going to tell you something else, Yasha Allah. I had an Amazon account when I was 13. And if I would have had enough sense at 13 years old to actually have money in Amazon stock, oh man, I don't know if I'd even be on this broadcast right now, but I'd be on a beach somewhere, just living the good life, man. But it's like that. The reason why I'm saying this is because I know from personal experience. See, there were two different ways I could have gone about living that life. I could have been the person buying everything off of Amazon like I was doing, taking money from my parents at 13, or I could have been the person investing into Amazon and created financial freedom. We got to stop always thinking like consumers in the marketplace, but rather producers. And even if it is not us that is producing the goods, we should still have the foresight to know who the good producers are and get behind them and make investments.
And you're correct on that. And everything you said, I see it. I seen it. Just like you said about the brain. I seen it. And everybody's seen it too. They don't pay attention.
Right.
Because they do it on the computer games. Because with the brain plugged in the Matrix. Remember the game they have, I don't know what you call it, where you put the visor over your eyes, your head, and like you're in real world?
Right.
They're testing. That's what it is, people. Yeah. They don't understand. All that is testing. And like you said before, when they program your head, they did that way before 1970s.
Yes.
Because I seen it. It's the computer. They had the little thing with the little chessboard. When you play chess, it makes a move. Because it's programmed 1,200 people that play chess on different levels. That's how it's done. And like you said, it'd be in your brain. It'd be in your brain programmed on every little level.
Yes.
That's how it gets you. You know what I'm saying? So,
and ain't no beating that game, man. That damn computer is so much smarter than you. And it gets frustrating too, because it's like, I want to win this thing, But it's like you start playing on certain levels and it's like, nah, man, you're done.
Yeah. I'm up to 5. That's it. I can't get past 5. I just can't, man. Because it'll kill you. It will, because it's programmed because there's a book of chess. It's called the Knowledge of Chess, and it's deep. It's an old book, not a new book.
Yeah,
it's real deep. Only the grandmasters have that book, and I had a chance to see one. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, but
it's so many. For your brother on that, man. You might have to hook me up. I don't know if you know this, but Saturday nights after our services on Saturdays. Later that night, we get it in on some chess, man. I play brothers every Saturday night, man. So you might have to hide that thing and share with me, man. So that way I stop brothers from trying to kick my butt.
Well, let you know that over here they used to hate me play chess. They like, no, I couldn't. They wouldn't let me play no more. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't let me play. No, they wouldn't let me play. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you pretty good, I started when I was like 12. And I just dipping down. I play for fun. That's all. I didn't teach that. But it's a good game. It's a real good game strategy.
Absolutely.
But everything you said has been around here. Open your eyes, people. Look up that movie Surrogates. If you see that movie, because it didn't get a lot of views for some reason.
Yeah.
But if you see that movie, you go like, same thing, exact thing you said is there.
So
you know what I mean?
Real quick, I want y'all to leave me a comment. Leave me a comment and let me know what movies y'all recommend we check out to really get like a good grasp on this digital world. Like when we talk about Terminator, iRobot, you was throwing a couple ones out there. Y'all leave a comment. Say again.
Westworld, the original Westworld.
Yes. So y'all leave a comment in the comment section just so we could start checking some of this stuff out and just know what the future could have in store.
Right. And Surrogates, if you miss a part, you miss the whole movie.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Because they've been studying eons how our brain works. The smell, the eat, or whatever. There's a book I read eons ago. It's called Dianetics. I don't know if you remember that book.
I've heard of it,
book. It was worldwide. And I read the book. I didn't read it twice. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a thing called your engrams. The engrams hold everything in your brain since you were born. You might not recall a lot of things, but it holds everything in your brain. You smell, you hear, you feel, you hurt, your pain, your taste, everything you go through, your engrams, it pertains all of it. That's
Wow.
what they're programming. That's what they're looking into. Like you said, when you type something in there, they know how we think. That's why they got your age, where you live at, where you from, what region you are. If
Wow.
you buy something from the store on your credit card, they know who you are. They
Yes,
know what you're
absolutely.
buying. They know your culture. They know everything about you,
Yeah,
man.
they got you on file.
Right, that's just the way it is. So, but it's called Die Naked. It's another good book. Don't read it if you
Absolutely.
ain't ready. It's don't read if you ain't ready because it's real deep. So,
Thank
but
you. Yes,
but
yes, yes. Glad you put
but
that out there.
but you're like surrogates. Everything you say, you're gonna see it. Like
Yeah.
they did this, but it's more popular now because I didn't think it was real. I just thought it was a movie. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you said tonight, it dawned like, whoa, I seen this. It's real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be that way. So,
Something we all got to think about. And if we ain't thinking about it, soon enough, these machines will do the thinking for us. It's going to be crazy one day to see a person working for a boss that's a machine. And I think a lot of us can't wrap our mind around it. But hey, once upon a time, we couldn't wrap our minds around cell phones. We couldn't wrap our minds around the internet. We couldn't wrap our minds around, social media. But we're all here and we're all using it. So thank you so much, my brother, for being on. Really appreciate your support as always. Tia to you said, I made sure this broadcast was posted on Black Junction. Thank y'all so much for your support, man. Yasha Allah, it's always a pleasure, my brother. And hopefully I'll see you on the next episode.
Lord's will.
Lord willing. All right now. So y'all, listen, man. Did y'all enjoy tonight's broadcast? Did y'all see how if we're not paying attention, we could get taken over and run by the machines? So make sure that you prepare yourself. Make sure that you focus on the things that I told y'all about tonight. Just to recap, the machine revolution is underway. The world's first living robots have already procreated. Elon Musk has been warning us of a Terminator-like AI apocalypse for years. And the three main types of machines that I've been talking about on tonight's broadcast includes artificial intelligence, self-driving cars, and virtual reality and the metaverse, okay? What you need to do to prepare yourself is to understand that the job market will be shaken up. Within the next 5 years, 50% of all jobs will be cut by machines. Y'all been seeing that happen already. This is why we must focus on leveraging scarce, in-demand skills. We need real skills, not just, hire me to just stand somewhere and look cute, because all of those stand somewhere and look cute jobs are being automated. Do not be a blind follower of society. Understand where things are going. Educate yourself and unplug from the system. Otherwise, you will become a victim to it. It's been 30 minutes since I got a last sponsorship donation, y'all. Listen, man, if y'all enjoyed this broadcast, please give back to your brother. I'm giving my all to try to educate us on how to get to the next level, but I cannot do without your support. So if y'all love tonight's show and you found real value in tonight's broadcast, please make sure that y'all give back, because this is what keeps the show on air. If you're just now joining, tonight we've been talking about how machines will take over the world. And y'all know a show wouldn't be a show if I didn't give y'all your free gift. So as my way of saying thank y'all for tuning into tonight's broadcast, you now have access to 2 free stocks sponsored by Webull. And there's something that y'all got to understand about these 2 free stocks, man. These 2 free stocks that Webull gives out, these stocks could be valued at anywhere up to $2,500. So you never know what stocks you'll end up getting, but all you need to do is set up your account. Webull is one of the fastest growing financial brokerage companies in the world. And what's great about it is not only can you invest in stocks on the Webull market, you could also invest in crypto. So make sure that y'all set up y'all's accounts. Let's get going, y'all, as investors. Let's do what we can and level up and create generational wealth. This is what this channel is all about, okay? So I want to give a big shout out to everybody that sponsored this so far. Y'all was commenting, but the super chat energy, I don't know. Okay. Maybe there's one last kind soul that's going to donate. Okay. But for now, I'm going to give a big shout out to Kim McGrory. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you for that $5 sponsorship. Thank you so much, my sister. Also, I want to give a big shout out to what seems to be our official sponsor for tonight's broadcast, just in case there's no other donations. Our brother, the one and only Yasha Allah. Thank you so much, my brother. Really appreciate you, man. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much for all of the support. Really appreciate that $20 sponsorship, man. It goes a long way. Thank you for helping to give us all a platform to enjoy. Now, the brother, come on, man. Yasha Allah showing out. Not only did Yasha Allah already give a $20 super chat, now he put up another $10 for the family, for everybody else that didn't donate. So y'all, please make sure that you thank Yasha Allah seriously, because there's no way that I would be able to come on this platform 6 days a week, putting in my time and energy as well as my money into these broadcasts without being able to get enough sponsorship to keep the lights on. Believe it or not, y'all, this takes money. Doing an online broadcast, it takes money to have the equipment. It takes money to buy the cameras. It takes money to have the lighting. It takes money to use the software to put this together. I'm trying to now make the show better. It takes money to get these soundboards to give y'all this sound effect. That take money, y'all. So if y'all love this broadcast and y'all don't want to see me suffering, please make sure that y'all sponsor. All you got to do is tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Or if you want to use a Cash App, all you got to do is click the links in the description below. The information is on the screen. If you like using Cash App, all you got to do is do $ the Uzziah Show or PayPal. The link is in the description below. Listen, y'all, just in case y'all want to still level up on some more free content, feel free to check out my free book, The How to Succeed Survival Guide. On this book, I show you guys how I successfully paid off over $95,000 in student loans 2 years after graduating from Baylor University. Shout out to Baylor, Sick 'em Bears. And from that time, I've transitioned from being a full-time employee in corporate America to becoming a full-time entrepreneur, real estate investor, and best-selling author. I'm outlining the steps in this book. All you got to do is grab your copy. So for those of y'all that want a copy of this, all you got to do is click the link in the comments below, okay? And when you click the link in the comments below, just put in your name and your shipping information. Tell me where to send it off. And as soon as you take care of that, the book is on the way, okay? So listen, guys, thank you so much for tapping in as always. Shout out once again to our official sponsor for tonight's broadcast, Brother Yasha Allah. Make sure that you smash that like button, and please make sure that you subscribe to this platform, okay? Make sure that when you subscribe, you turn on the notification bell so you can receive an alert every time I do these shows. I do these shows 6 days a week from Sunday all the way through Friday, usually around 7 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure that you share this broadcast with a friend. Listen, y'all, I really could use y'all support, man. I really could use y'all support. I'm not just talking, okay? I want to get this message out to a lot more people. So don't keep this a secret. If you get value from these broadcasts, then share the wealth, okay? I love y'all. I wish y'all much success. Always try to position yourself to do better in life. When you do that, that's how you can create the wealth that you desire to get, okay? So stay focused. And Lord will, I'll see y'all on tomorrow's broadcast. Until then, keep